this to me? Why do this to me? So, the truck is making some noise. Now, the only reason why I know it's making some noise because I drive the truck every day. And I know how the truck sounds. And I'm thinking, I got my little, you know, I was listening around, and I think it's coming from the top of the head of the truck. So, I don't know what type of repair it's gonna be. I would assume it was coming from inside the engine, from the head. It might be costly, right? So, I don't know. We will see. We will find out. But I'm gonna have you guys listen to it, and I'm gonna have you guys go on my little adventure of getting this repaired. I don't know anything about this, but I'm gonna be taking it to a shop tomorrow, which is on a Saturday, right? On a Saturday. Obviously, if I go take it in, regardless if I take it in Saturday, it's bad. Now, there is, well, maybe not bad, maybe, because if I take it in early enough and it's something they could fix. So, back to what I was saying, obviously now the engine's on. If I take it in early, there might be some hope. Because Rush is still open. Rush doesn't close till 3. So I can take the truck in and he could diagnose it right away. He could probably get the parts if they have it in stock. So, we are on the event. You hear that? I can hear it. I can hear it. But we'll come on to this adventure, getting the truck repaired because, yeah. That's part of being an owner-operator. Anyways, let's go see what the noise is making. You guys probably can't hear it. Of the video of when I was hearing that weird noise. So I wasn't going crazy. There was something wrong with the truck. Oh, and yes, I'm using Jack's loaner truck, which is my old stomping grounds, the International LT with the X15 Cummins. You know, back to my roots. It's so easy. I mean, and I'm not saying driving a semi truck is easy, you know, but since all I did was drive for 2 years or a year and a half in the International, going to a stick shift, then getting back into an automatic, it's like I'm not even working. It's so easy. And but yeah, you know, I love it. Would I ever go back to an automatic? I would, you know. I ain't gonna lie though, I do get bored on the road. So, you know, it has its downfalls and all that. And the International looks like every other truck out on the road, you know. But anyways, enough about that. So yeah, so I was not going crazy, guys. There was something wrong with the truck. And the thing that was wrong with the truck was the camshaft. Mainly the valve camshaft side. So on my ISX, the CM871, it has 2 dual camshafts. One's for the injector side and one's for the exhaust and intake valve side, you know. I'm not sure if the other ISX, the older ones, had a dual cam, but I know, look at this truck, look at that, people. Such a fucking beautiful truck, look at that. Oh, love that. Beautiful truck. Anyways, yeah, so I know, like, in most engines, like the X15s, they run a single camshaft, you know. But I know for my ISX, those, the CM871, the dual cam, they are notorious for eating up camshafts. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if there's not enough oil pressure going to the top end of the engine to lube up the engine. I'm not sure, but what I am gonna do, something different, is I'm going to run Pro Lube, and I'm not sure. Pro Lube is not sponsoring me, you know. I'm none of that. But Pro Lube, you want to help your brother out, you know. I don't mind. I don't mind you guys sponsoring my oil changes every month. So, but yeah, so I looked it up, and it says, because my truck, it's 12 gallons of 12. Oh, they're sending me a load. It's 12 gallons of oil. That's what the engine. That's the oil capacity for that engine. And it says for that engine, you need a gallon of Pro Lube. Pro Lube isn't cheap, but I want my truck to last. And like I said, I'm not sure if the top end, the bows, the rocker arms, the camshaft, obviously, I'm not sure if the oil is not lubing it up good, you know. But you know, with the Pro Lube, I see there's multiple videos of the Pro Lube going up against like Lucas, Mystery Oil, STP, and all that. And the Pro Lube by far kills it. Like it does such an amazing job of lubing up a gear and not leaving so much of a scar on this bearing that they're testing on. So that's what I'm gonna do different. Obviously, I don't plan on selling my truck anytime soon. Not right now. Obviously, the rate, you know, I'm doing good. I'm making okay money. I'm not making like amazing money. You know, to me, amazing money is if you're taking home after your expenses, after your fuel and everything, if you're taking home $5,000 a week, you are doing fucking amazing. Keep doing what you're doing and keep bringing in that bread. Me, like I said, I bring home about, after my fuel, my deductibles from Jax, I bring home on average between $300 to $3,500 a week, working about 6 days. You know, so, which is okay. You know, I'm making what my mortgage is, which that's what I love. That's why I tell people, try to find a job where you can make weekly what your mortgage is, because after you pay off your mortgage, it's, you know, you have so much money you can like save up for and all that. So yeah, I'm glad for that, you know, but I would love to make 5. And if I was making $5,000 a week, I would probably sell this my truck, not this one. This is Jackson's, my truck, and I would get me something newer. You know, something that I did buy my truck, but something that I want. You know, something I wanted my truck, but you guys know what I mean. You know, something newer, just something newer, more into the modern days with the new technology, all that. You know, the whole shebang. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, you know, I don't plan on selling my truck anytime soon. Not right now. Not the way that the rates are. Not the way the market is. You know, Trump is he's still new to office. He still has a lot of work to do, and there's still a lot of bad things in this trucking industry, and just a lot of stuff needs to be fixed for it to be, for trucking to be great again. So yeah, which that's another video. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. I am, like I said, my truck has already been down for about a week. It sucks, man. It really does. And honestly, guys, and I'm gonna tell you guys the truth, 2 cams plus a couple of rocker arms As far as valves, bent valves, they didn't tell me anything about bent valves or anything like that. I am with labor and everything. I am looking at about $9,000, guys. But the $9,000 it's also including because I originally took my truck in to get a valve, an overhead valve adjustment. Because like I said, I was hearing that noise. I'm thinking, well, it's coming from the top end. Obviously, if something is wrong, they would see it when doing a valve adjustment, you know, or like I said, maybe the valves just need to be adjusted. Obviously, I was right. When they started to do the overhead valve adjustment, they weren't able to dial in the valves correctly because of the lobe of the camshaft. You know, there was scarring. You know, the camshaft, it was just getting eaten up. You know, so and not only that, I also found my driver's side wheel seal was leaking. You know, and I'm trying to get my truck all dialed in before the splits in, which it's nothing crazy. You know, it does need a brake chamber, which I'm gonna do the brake chamber. You know, and I gotta fix like 2 air leaks that are from the quick connects. Other than that, I think my truck is golden to pass an inspection. But I don't want to get inspected, but I think it would pass. You know, yeah, so that's what they found was the bad camshafts. And so that's including, so all this is running me $9,000. That's even including them fixing my front wheel seal and the labor for the cams, and that's parts, everything. $9,000, guys. And you know, $9,000 is a lot of money. And like I said, guys, get a line of credit, because that line of credit will help you guys out, man. I cannot stress this enough. You guys, if you guys are, even if you guys buy a new fucking truck, you guys need some type of card or income, whether you have saved it for shit like days like this, you know? Like, if they would have told me, oh, it's gonna run you $9,000, what if I didn't have the $9,000? What if I didn't have no line of credit? What if I didn't have a credit card, which I don't have a credit card that goes all the way up to $9,000. I have a credit card that goes up to $8,000. That's it, you know. And then what if I didn't have no money saved up? What if I didn't have any of those things? I would be fucked. They would literally have fixed up my truck, and it would have just sat in their yard until I was able to pay them, you know, for the work, you know. And that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't stress it enough, guys. Get a line of credit, you know. Obviously, if you cannot get accepted for a line of credit, get some type of credit card, whether it be $5,000, you know, get something. Or if you have some savings, make sure that's actually savings for repairs for days like this. I hate this damn truck because there's all these noises. Yeah, save up your money for days like this, for repairs. You know, obviously it's only for repairs. You know, you're not over there like, oh, I got savings, let's go on a vacation. No. That's savings just for repairs for days like this, so that way you're still running and you don't have to stop running, you know. So yeah, I can't stress that enough, guys. You know, I'm always gonna, whenever I have a chance to bring it up, I'm always gonna say this: get a line of credit, have a credit card, or have some type of savings. Because, you know, and you know, there are people out there that actually gamble with, you know, with their money. You know, they're over here taking a truck, have nothing, no credit card, no line of credit, no money saved up, and they're fucking traveling from California to Florida, and they're just hoping that they don't have nothing, that nothing can go wrong. Why would you want to run like that, you know? Why would you want to be stressed the fuck out? Then they wonder why us truck drivers are always stressed the fuck out, because we're literally doing that to ourselves. And you know, so yeah, don't do that. Don't be those guys. Don't be those guys where they run out of business. They went out of business. They lost their company because of bad and poorly decision making. You know, they were not good with the money, and they made the worst decisions for the company. You know, don't be that guy. Don't lose your company because of fuck ups. Be smart, guys. So yeah, it is $9 grand. $9 grand I gotta pay for my truck. Hopefully it is done today. For sure, it will be done tomorrow. But yeah, you know, I'm not here to fucking sugarcoat it or like fucking truck driving. Oh, nothing goes wrong with truck driving. No, you guys, and here's the part, and I never believed it, but someone told me you will break down. You will. It's just a matter of when. So when you guys think that you guys are gonna get, whether you guys be a company driver, owner op, whatever, lease operator, you will break down on the road, and that truck will need repairs. It's just a matter of when. That's what I'm saying. Be prepared for when actually happens. You know, and like I said, and if you play it smart, you guys can save up, and that truck could be down, and you would still have extra savings. Yeah, you could probably go on a fucking vacation while your truck's being repaired at your hometown, you know. But it's, you guys have to make the right decision making in order for that to happen, you know. And I mean, me, I can't afford to go on a vacation and be down while my truck's being repaired. I would love to, you know, but I can't. I still gotta keep running, you know. I still have things that I want to achieve. I still have a lot of wants, you know, and that's why I can't afford to shut down for a whole week. I'm glad and I'm grateful that Jax is letting me use their loader truck, because, you know, like I said, I can't afford to be down. You know, at least I'm making something and not making nothing while my truck's in the shop. So, you know, once again, you know, Jax, if you guys are watching this, I appreciate you guys for letting me use your truck. It does mean a lot. I'm not over here trying to kiss ass, but it means a lot that you guys are letting me use your truck. Obviously, you know, they need loads to be covered, and I need a truck to use for work to make money. So right now we're kind of, you know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So once again, thank you guys for that. So yeah, guys. So, but what I'm gonna get to the point of this video, and if you guys are gonna take anything in and remember about this video, is if you guys drive a truck and you're the only driver and you guys been driving that truck for a year and you hear something is wrong with the truck, or if you have the slightest like reason to think, oh, something's going on, something doesn't feel right, take that truck in. And I believe it or not, you probably are right. Something is wrong with that truck. So if you hear some type of noise, or you hear like the engine's not running like it's supposed to be running, and only you would know that because you're the one that's been driving that truck for a whole year, take that damn truck in. Take it in now before it starts causing more damage to your valves, to the engine, anything internal. Because when it gets internal into the engine, oh, that's when it becomes so much money. And you better hope that those parts are even able to be shipped overnight, because I know some parts could take up to weeks.
Take the ramp ahead.
And I know some people couldn't afford, or their business couldn't afford to be down for weeks. So if you guys are gonna take anything in, and this is when I'm making this video, if you guys have the slightest any reason to think something's wrong with my truck, it's not running how it should be, take that damn truck in, guys. Take it in. Tell them, hey, this is what it's making. Even if you sound crazy, try to explain it. But here's the thing though, you guys need to try to explain it the best of your knowledge to this diesel mechanics. Because if you go in and you say, oh, my truck's making some type of weird noise, they're gonna look at you like, okay, where is this noise coming from? What does it sound like? Does it do it when you're constantly running? Does it do it when you're only accelerating, braking? You know, this is where it the good owner operators and the bad owner operators, this is where it makes a difference. This is, you know, this is how you can tell what's a good owner operator, is when the owner operator can go to a diesel mechanic and be like, I think something's wrong on my truck. It doesn't blah, 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 blah. When you explain it so good that diesel mechanic already knows, oh, you know what? I'm going to look here because he's telling me it's doing it when he's accelerating, braking, whatever, you know? So, yeah, I need to fill up. They just sent me a load, and I'm going to look it up right now, but yeah. So, yeah, guys, so hey, my truck's down. You know, it is what it is. That's trucking. That's part of owning a business. Does it suck when I break down? Obviously. Obviously, it sucks. Obviously, it sucks that I got to pay this money. But, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, it's my equipment. It's my company. My company's equipment. My truck. And that's why I'd rather break down in my own truck than run some other company's truck. That's, you know what I'm saying? It's your truck. So, like always, guys, comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.